Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two Canadian blended whiskeys, one with no age statement, one with an age statement, one that is almost certainly discontinued, one that is still in production, both of which are bottled in the United States of America, your lockdown headquarters. All right, Albertson's Canadian whiskey, a blend. Canadian whiskey, a blend. Purple, gold, and red for your regal indulgence. I made that up. All right. So, product of Canada, which makes sense since it's a Canadian whiskey, a blend. A tradition of quality since 1939, bottled by County Line Distillers, Louisville, Kentucky, 40% alcohol. And then it says right up here, we love to hear from our customers. 1-866-729-3722. Info at bartonbrands.com. So we know that's Sazerac because that's Sazerac's phone number, and Sazerac bought Barton Brands in 2009. The Albertsons and Albertsons logo trademarks are owned by SuperValue Incorporated. SuperValue, really. Or its subsidiaries, and are used under license. So SuperValue owns Albertsons. They own Amigos. They own United States Grocery. They own Jewel Osco. And since it's so many different grocery store, regional grocery store chains, they cut out this grocery store specific chain brands like Albertsons. Well, they can't sell it at Jewel Osco. They're not going to sell it at Amigos. They're not going to sell it at United States Grocery. So you know what they do? They got rid of all of those and they replaced them with new ones. Do they still make a Canadian whiskey for that chain? Yeah. They replace it with Canadian Crest with a new label. And then there's excuse my nose, there's another special reserve Canadian whiskey they have. It's like an 8-year age, But anyway, so they got rid of Albertson's rum, and now it's been replaced with Kings Bay. Anyway, it's true, Albertsons has been in business since 1939. And it's probably not true that this whiskey's been on the market since 39, but at least about 3 or 4 decades. Robert Browning said he handled this stuff back in the 70s. So you say that's a private label brand. Yep, you're right. It is. Now here is Canadian Gold, imported, Canada's finest. Oh, yeah. This is produced for and bottled by Laird and Company. There's the Canadian crest thing on there with the fleur-de-lis, the lions, the crown for the kingdom of the Dominion of Canada, and everything. Then there's the fancy cursive writing, which is trying to, I guess, mimic Canadian Club. It looks a lot like Canadian Club, does it not? Wellington Distillers, Scobeyville, New Jersey. Yeah, that's Laird and Company. I put the link below. You say, now the price. Now the price. People asking about the price. Well, since you insist. My friend David says, you're always talking about the price. I said, that's a common thing to discuss, especially if people have to buy it. And Robert the Whiskey Scout said that too one time. You're basing everything on price. I said, no, I'm not. It's a reference point. It's a reference point. It's like if you're cooking food, preparing it, you say, well, you're always bringing up how long it takes to prepare it. It's not about that. It's about what the final product is. Well, it is about the time it takes to prepare it, because a lot of people have limited time. We don't live in some kind of like detached environment, where money doesn't matter, time doesn't matter, effort doesn't matter. difficulty of assembly doesn't matter. Well, they do matter to me. Okay, so now the price. This was $4.99 at Albertsons, and they had a green tag on closeout. $4.99. Never saw it again. So I bought it. I said $4.99. I'll buy it. Heck, I have enough left for 2 taste challenges. The Canadian Gold was $9.99. $9.99 at Total Wine and More. Is it cheaper in New Jersey? I don't know. Maybe, because that's where it's made. Bottled. I mean, $4.99 is about as low of a price you're going to find for whiskey in the world. That won't kill you or make you go blind. All right, so it tastes all right. It's kind of Sazerakian, I guess. Okay. Canadian Gold is very. Uh-oh. Saying ain't so. I feel like watching Designing Women all of a sudden because of Delta Burke. All right. Why did I just say that name? Anyway, it has a very strange flavor, and it tastes like no Canadian whiskey I ever tried before or since. At first, I had trouble dealing with it. Like, I was like, what does this taste like? And so now I kind of broke it down that it tastes like something like marshmallows or vanilla or cashew oil or something. I know it's none of those things. Or licorice, black licorice. No, it's not that. But there's something strange about it. I'm sorry, it's Canadian. Strange about it. Good morning, Ron. Good morning to you, Daryl. So let's open this other one, eh? All right. Still have enough for one more taste challenge. Has Canadian Club done well? I mean, Canadian Club, haha. That did do well. Albertsons. Yeah, it's done fine. It's not anything outstanding. But for the price, I mean, it's outstanding. All right. Okay, that's from me wiping it off. All right. So they're both both amber. Appearance won't matter. If I glance at one versus the other, it won't matter. Same shade of amber gold. So that's convenient. Same alcohol by volume, 80 proof. That's convenient. Albertsons has no age statement, but I bet you it's 3 years old. Can't say for sure, but that's the minimum. And why would you think they would go above the minimum for such a cheap product? Answer. They're not going to. Okay. Well, you could stay busy at Albertsons buying liquor, let me tell you, and beer. They have a pretty decent beer selection. They're kind of expensive, though. That store is kind of expensive, but relative to other stores, I mean, all stores are expensive, but they were expensive relative to the others. But their selection is good, and they do have some reasonably decent sales for things. All right. Okay. Smells like corn. Just like sweet corn, really. Corn whiskey. It's just basic, nothing bad. Like when I smell that, I don't think, oh, that's off-putting, that's bad, that's offensive, and nothing like that. It's just regular. All right, over here at dawn, there's that daylight coming. It was hot yesterday, woo-wee, but I didn't mind. I was cutting the grass over there by the canal, and mostly really cutting the weeds and all that shade, but I didn't want that underbrush to get too high. So it worked out fine. And when it gets really hot like it is, it's easy to cut grass in the heat of the day because it cuts so easy. It's so dry and crispy. So I rather it be hot, 95 degrees and all. I mean, you got to be a little tough. I mean, it could get to you, but it doesn't seem to bother me. Sweating and all, it just doesn't bother me. All right, I can cut this yard quick anyway. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing over here in the nose, like just corn, sweet corn. So far, appearance, well, the price, let's not even bring that up because that's a weird closeout price for a discontinued product, I think. Now, could you still find Albertsons around? You might, because I don't think they're going to throw it out. They're just going to leave it on the shelf till it sells out on the closeout. But that was like 5 years ago. You think they're really going to have it from 5 years? But it's possible, you see, because it could have been in a warehouse and then they found a few cases of it. And then they say, oh, yeah, we'll sell it. Doesn't matter, you know. So those kind of things do happen, as evidenced by me encountering those things happening. Mm-hmm. I'm tasting on my tongue with the fumes. Now, by that, I think that maybe that is the Canadian Gold, because there does seem to be a little peculiarity in it, but I can't be sure. So right now it's pretty even. Let's go with the taste. Cheers to your morning, darling. Cheers to Saturday, hearts. Well, that's Canadian Gold. Not the one I was thinking. That's Canadian Gold. That's Canadian Gold. It's got that weird vanilla / marshmallow / cashew or walnut oil / black licorice taste. It's a very strange tasting product. But I'm not going to say it tastes bad. It does not taste bad. It just tastes weird. Strange. When you're a stranger. So, well, what can I say? What can I say about Canadian Gold? What I just said. It's $9.99 a bottle and it tastes weird, but not bad. It's not like it's spoiled or, oh, something's rancid about it or, ooh, what is this? It's just strange. It's weird. It does not taste like whiskey as you would expect it to taste like. Burley says, you. Hello, Burley Sullivan. Yeah. Now, see, that's just more like regular whiskey. You know what I'm saying? Like regular old Canadian whiskey. Sweet corn. I get some oak barrel, and it's like charred oak too. You say, nah, you're lying. You're crazy. Well, I'm just telling you, it could be some leftover char, residual char from some old bourbon barrel. Could have been old ancient age bourbon or something like that. That they shipped to Montreal, Canada, because that's where Sazerac, Canada, the distillery is. And it used to be called something else like Montpre or something. I don't know. It's on their website. They talk about it. Okay. It's really not that different from Crown Royal. You want to be technical. Now, with Crown Royal, you're buying the fancy bottle and the bag, the velvet bag, and the name. I guess, obviously, it's more high grade with their 50 different whiskeys they're using and all their elaborate automated production facility stuff. But this is a good substitute, and heck, for the price. But then, of course, that's all a moot point because you can't find it anymore because it's gone. It's a relic. It is a relic. It'd be like me trying, saying, "Oh, we're gonna review Meisterbrow beer. I got a can from 1999. Let's taste it." Well, you wouldn't want to do that. Somebody was telling me, insistent, beer cannot go bad. Doesn't matter how old it is in the can, it will not go bad. And he gave me a bunch of links to beer companies. I don't care what they say. There is no way you should take a 4.5% or 4.7% lager that's over 20 years old and drink it. You're never going to convince me that it hadn't turned bad. And if you're that confident, go ahead and drink 3 of them. I'll drink 3 fresh beers and you drink 3. So I'll drink 3 Miller High Lifes and you drink 3 Meisterbrows from 1999. Let's see who gets sick. I bet it won't be me. Well, you're not going to be able to drink them anyway. They're going to be so rancid and old and nasty. But I don't know. People get these ideas in their heads. And they defy objective reality. The way I see it, it just defies reality. Now, if it's a high gravity, if it's Santa Claus 14%, yeah, it's going to hold together better. But still, it's going to taste old. I mean, those lagers, they're going to get old. They're going to taste old. Even ales. My friend David saved these beers so long and for far too long. And now when we break them open and try them, at least half the time, they just taste like old, stale, out-of-date beer. I say, oh, yeah, it's 14%, whatever. It didn't hold up. I don't know what the point was of keeping all of this stuff. You know, it's your museum, your backstock. Keep it forever. It really doesn't matter to me. I'm not geared up to drink it. You know, like I have no particular desire to drink somebody else's old beer stored up in cabinets. But it's the whole concept that I have a problem with. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see what he's got and the money that was put into this beer, and we talking hundreds of dollars, easily hundreds of dollars. And it's just sitting there. And so I'm thinking, what's the point of this? That's the part that bothers me. Although, because I would never be able to stand that. You know, at my house, it would have all been drunk. I just can't abide with that. Burley said, I recently had someone give me 20 or so beers that were ranging 3 to 5 years old. Most of them were fine. A few were a little stale, but not bad. See, 3 to 5 years is when you're pushing it a little bit. I said 1999. Now, I don't think anybody who's a viewer here is that brave. Now, I tried a Punk IP. No, it was from Brewdog. It wasn't Punk. It was I can't remember. I don't really know their beers too well. It was the really strong IPA, like 8% something. Maybe that was Punk. I don't know. And Mathern's had it, and that stuff was like 6 years old. 6. But it tasted fine, but it was high alcohol ale. So, hi, Ron. How are you doing? How you doing? I'm fine, Beer Hound. And here's the final judgment. The jury, meaning me, I have to call this one a tie. There's no way you can confuse the two. They don't taste alike. Forget that. No. But they're both pretty good. It's just that you have to be prepared for the extremely odd flavor and experience of Canadian Gold. The Albertson, just regular old wood, oak tasting, sugar sweet whiskey on it. What you sipping on? Canadian whiskey, a blend from Albertsons versus Canadian Gold, blended Canadian whiskey from Wellington Distillers, but really Laird and Company. So either one of these great, fantastic, dynamite, wonderful products. No, but you probably knew that when you saw the names, but they're fine. But honestly, they're fine. It's like most of these food products. they're usually a little better than you would expect considering the price. Anyway, so tomorrow we'll go up against I don't even remember the name of it. Oh yeah, Caliber. Caliber has more of that Sazerac flavor thing going. You like that? John and Illy coined the term almond extract. But I can't say it's going to be better or worse than the Canadian Gold. But I know one thing. I'll not get it wrong. I will never get it wrong again. I'll never confuse Canadian Gold with anything else. All right, we got to get off the air for the news. Joe Biden's Stencher says, history proves man needs to constantly repeat lessons. Shop price if you're mixing. Yeah, people don't seem to grasp that. They'll use $70 straight bourbon, 12-year age for mixing with Coca-Cola and watching Howdy Doody reruns on History Tube or whatever channel. Still need to do Kessler. Yep. I did Kessler. I reviewed Kessler. And I put it in taste challenges till it ran out. All right. Thanks, everybody.